So the rest of the story is that when I left now junior high school and went to high school, let me little go back. So my transcript came from Jamaica to America, and if you know what a transcript is, it tells you what level of education you have. So when my transcript actually came from Jamaica now to America, um, I was so I did I want to say a year and a half, almost 2 years in junior high, and then I went into high school. Now imagine I was a little kid in high school amongst these giants in high school. These kids were already big, I mean, big kids. And the bullying never stopped. My brother moved on, and I was now in high school. And they had these two guys that every day after school or during school, it seems as if like I was their target practice. They would back then in the winter we had these coats called snorkels. Now, if you know what a snorkel coat is, it is like waterproof, but inside of this real thick insulated layer where, listen, it felt like a bulletproof vest if you want to if I how to describe it, but it shields you from all weather. And then it had this big fur up top here, so you could button it up so hide all the element. So this guy, one of the guys, took my snorkel jacket from me. They took my book bag and tossed it out on the bus stop. Tossed it out of the bus stop, and they will just do stupid things as kids do. So I used to come home from school and just go to my room and close my door and be quiet. My older brother, again, shout out to my big bro. He's no longer with us, but I love that man. And he used to come to my door and ask me what's going on, and I would tell him what's going on, and he'll tell me, um, I'm not going to always be here to protect you, so you have to learn how to protect yourself. And protecting yourself is not going in your room and closing your door. Sometimes you have to confront those bullies, okay? Because sometimes those bullies were being bullied. You don't know what's going on in their life, what happened to them, so they're just taking it out on the person that they find is the weakest one, right? So they think you're weak. So he used to tell me about think about in the animal kingdom. They always go after the weakest one that they think is the weakest one. So right now he thinks that you're the weakest one. You have to show him that you're not weak. You may not be the strongest, but you have to let him know I'm not weak. So I went back to school and to go confront these guys. And sometimes you have divine intervention. Sometimes you may just have divine intervention. And when I say divine intervention, something else stepped in. So one of the guys, him and his boys went to go, I don't know if he went to go rob somebody or beat somebody up, and he was shot and killed. The other guy parents moved away to another state. So no, the father, yeah, they moved in the state because the father got another job and moved away to another state. So that took care of my bullying as far as that go. But then you would think that would stop, and it didn't stop. When I got my job and I came to work, um, I was stationed in the Bronx and came into the office rookie, and I saw the Italians, the Irish, the Germans, and the Jewish guys on one side, and then the Black American guys on that side. So I saw a desk with a chair there, and I went and sat there because I guess it was. I just saw there were nobody spoke to me at the first. So I went and sat down, and I said, well, since nobody's sitting here, this is where I would be sitting from now on. So that's where I started sitting. And after about 4 or 5 days, I came in one morning and not paying attention to my chair and sat down. And these morons had um, pancake syrup and black pepper on the chair. And I know you're going to say pancake syrup and black pepper. Well, the pancake syrup is going to seep into your clothing, and the black pepper is going to sting like hell. Now, I live in Brooklyn and worked in the Bronx. They didn't have a sinus vehicle back then, so I had to get on the train, almost an hour. No, first I went to the bathroom, take off my pants, and wash out as much as this I could wash out. There's no place to dry so squeeze as much as I can, put it back on, tie my coat around my waist, got back on the train. Now it's almost a 2.5 hour ride back to Brooklyn, where I was living in Brooklyn, to change off my clothes to come back to the Bronx. So when I came back to the Bronx, ready for the guys that I thought did it, which I thought was the white guys. And there's a young Italian guy that said to me, I know you think we did it, but this have nothing to do with us. He said, my parents went to Jamaica and we love Jamaica. It's not us. So I came in one morning early, very early, and saw the Black American guys putting the syrup with the black pepper on my chair. I saw them do it. Nobody told me that's them. So in this case, I contacted HR and told HR what happened. And HR said, was there anybody there to confirm it? I came and spoke to the gentleman, the other guys on the other side, and they all went to the interview and confirmed that this did happen to me. So I say this to say, bullying don't have to be always combated with force, okay? There are structures in place now that could eliminate those bullies, what they call themselves. So another divine intervention. After went into HR and explained to HR what happened, HR did their interview and came back with my finding for me, and removed this 7 people there, but removed 6 of them, but brought back in other people within that. But the bully they left there. So my brother always told me, the loudest one, knock him out first, because that's the bully. The rest of them are just following him. So after these other guys were sent to other boroughs and other units and other departments, he's there by himself now. And there's a specific door that we have to come through to go in to clock in the morning. And all of a sudden, he sees me coming down the block and he has to go back to his vehicle to go get his ID. Again, I didn't have a vehicle back then. Or he had to go back to go get something. But anytime he sees me, he never wanted to face me. So one day it happened that I was in the bathroom and he came in and he saw me, and he was trying to turn to go back out the bathroom. But understand, if you turn back out to go back out the bathroom, he now becomes the gazelle and now become the predator. So he came in to use the bathroom, and I just went, pushed the door closed, and said to him, I will turn you into Voltron next time you try this with me. And for those of you who don't know who Voltron is, Voltron was a cartoon, animated figure back then, where it was 5 tigers. Each became a part of the, 2 became the legs, 2 became the arm, 1 became the body, and then the next one became the head. And that's how they formed Voltron. So I said to him, next time you mess with me, I'm going to turn you into Voltron. He understood what I mean, if you understand what I just said. Each part of it was 5 lines, so each one of those lines became a part of the body to become Voltron. I never saw him again after that. I guess he asked for a transfer, and they transferred him out of there. But I learned from that a lot of times these people that are bullying people were being bullied themselves. And shout out to the people back then who stand up and says, no, these are the guys that did it, and held them accountable. Now, the Italian gentleman also lived with me in Brooklyn, and he had a vehicle that the city assigned to him. And back then we used to come over the bridge to go home, and he said to me, listen, on the days that I'm off, no, he said, you could ride with me home. And the days that I'm off, you could take the vehicle, come to work. And the days that I come back to work, you just pick me up and we resume using the vehicle. So there's 2 messages in it at once. One is everybody's not racist. And the second one is that sometimes other people got to step up and see the bullying and say something, instead of after the bully does something wrong, then everybody stand up and say, oh yeah, he used to get bullied as a kid. Yeah, and you know, he used to bully him. Sometimes it takes people around to see the bullying going on and say, enough of this, we're not going to stand for this bullying, okay? Because a lot of these kids that are getting bullied or sometimes they come from impoverished neighborhood, sometimes they come from good neighborhoods, but because they don't have the structure in place to show them something different or to combat a bully, they become the gazelle and the bully becomes the lion. So I say this to say, people, we have to do better as a society. And when we see somebody getting bullied, don't turn your back and walk away. Don't make it for a joke and side with the bully. Contact somebody and let somebody know, I see this young man or this young lady getting bullied and I need help, because some of these people that are getting bullied turn up like the guy that try to kill a former president, or they'll kill themselves or they'll kill you, right? But if we as a society see bullying going on and stop it before it escalate, then maybe we could be a better society. So my free thinkers, thank you everyone for listening. And now, before I close, I want to thank my big bro is no longer with us, but I want to thank my big bro for teaching me how to stand up for myself. And until today, he always taught me, be the hunter, don't be the prey. My free thinkers.